Hi, I'm Marilyn San Clemente of Stamp with Marilyn, and welcome to my creative playground. It is now, what is today the 20th? 19th or 20th? I can't remember now. Anyway, today's the 19th or 20th of December. How can that be? So Friday night is Christmas Eve, and I know I'm looking forward to that. Hey, Cindy, good to see you. Glad you're here. So tonight I was going to show you some samples of cards that I've received from different people, and also a sampling of some of the cards that I have made. Usually what I do is I pick 5 or 6 designs and I make like 10 of each design to send out all my cards. So I know my hand's very shaky, sorry about that. And so let's get this started. And hopefully, yay, it's staying landscape. Yay! Got it working. Okay. It's very blurry though. I'm not sure why. There it goes. Okay, it just has to clear up. Okay. Okay, and let me straighten this out a little bit. Looks very crooked. But you can see all the notes on my laptop too, that I write to myself all the time. Anyway, okay. Oh, and can everybody hear me? I believe that my microphone is on. Yep, it's green. So it should be on. So everybody should be able to hear me. So great. Okay. So let me show you some of the cards that I've received over the past week or so. This one is from one of my downline, Michelle. And she's actually been in my downline the longest. So her Stamping Up anniversary is next summer, and it's also 20 years. And she joined about 9 months after I did, but she was the person that actually got me into stamping to begin with. So, we were both going through some life changes with kids, you know, having kids, adopting kids, and so it worked out. So anyway, so that's her card. I love that card. This is a card from one of my customers, and it's using that beautiful little angel set. I love that angel, and I like the way she layered everything. She's got a lot of layers on here. This is Sandy, one of my Stamp Club members, and she's been a customer for a long time, over 10 years. So this is from another customer, from JoJo, and unfortunately this part kind of got smushed in the mail, and some of the things came out, but this is supposed to be a shaker card. But a bunch of the things came out and then they got stuck on the sticky part there. But that's a pretty card. I love that paper. That was paper from last year. So, oh, and there's a whole bunch of the glitter. And this card is from another one of my customers that is also in Stamp Club, Barbara. And I doubt she's watching because she's in London visiting her kids that she has not seen in 2 years. But I love this. This is beautiful. And the way she put the green on here and the trees, and just really, really pretty. And this is from my customer Stephanie, who's on here quite a bit. Hey, Vicki Therrett. Good to see you. Stephanie's on here quite a bit. Most of the time when I go live, she's on. So we'll see if she joins us tonight. And then this one is actually from my sister, and I can't remember the name of this set. I don't have this set, but she does. It's got cheer, it's got the cheer, it's got a couple different things with it that, anyway, but it looks like she had fun coloring with this set. So maybe I will get her into stamping at some point. She does have a lot of stuff, but her hobby, or her obsession, is jewelry, and you should see the jewelry she makes. She's been making jewelry for over 20 years, and it is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So sometimes if you see me wearing a unique necklace, it's usually something that she made. So tonight I'm going to show you, these are some cards that I made with Peaceful Cabin, and these two are very similar. And what I did for the background on these was I used the Midnight, oh my gosh, Misty Moonlight. Sorry, I was going to say Midnight Madness, and I know that's not right. Misty Moonlight. And I used these brushes, and I brushed up. I brushed the sky to get that kind of bluish tint in the sky. And you could use different shades of blue and things, but these are two of the sets. Oops, this one's got, nope, I got something hanging out there. Okay, well, I have to QA those. But I made about 10 of each of these, so I've got 20 made with that set. And that's, again, the Peaceful Cabin. And then this is another card that I made with the Peaceful Cabin set. And this one is the book binding card. And I used, this is the stamp set from the Peaceful Pumpkin Paper Pumpkin kit. And I used that on the inside. And I just love it. I love this little fence. I love this glittery paper and the look of it. And I really like that set. This one you may have seen. This one I made with the Paper Pumpkin kit. And I was showing some alternatives with the Paper Pumpkin kit. And then this one, I love the Cherished Memories with the hybrid embossing folder, where you emboss and you can cut out this piece. And this is actually white velvet. And then this is a piece of Blushing Bride that I added to the middle, and I embossed with white ink. And then I added the poinsettias and some pearls to that to dress that up a little bit. And I probably made about 15 of these. Yeah, so I've got, yeah, like 10, 10, 10, 15. And then these are cards that I worked on over the weekend. And this was something just a little bit different. And I saw this, one of the Stampin' Up! Artisans had done this card, or a card similar to this. This is my interpretation of her card. Hers was a little bit different than this, but and I really loved it. And so what was really cool is this card is all on white, and there's the only piece of background paper on this is the present that I cut out to use here. Hey, there's Steph. Did you see your card? And I did get it. I opened it. I found it this morning in my stack of mail. I opened all my cards this morning. And so I'm going to show you how to do this because this is really cool. I love this background technique. And I just think it's really cool. And then we'll also make this card, which is similar technique. And I'll show you how to do some of that as well. So let's get started. So what I was going to show you, oops, let's see. What I did for this particular card, well, actually for both these cards. Okay, so for both these cards, I wanted to play around with making my own paper with different shades in it. So this is a paper that I made, and I used the brushes. And this one is using the Mint Macaron and Coastal Cabana on it. So it's got that little bit of a blue tint to it. And this was one that I did over the weekend, and that was Coastal Cabana, and I don't know what I did with, what else I put with it. I thought I had put mint with it, but when I did this, it didn't come out anything like that. So I'm not sure if I remember what I did with that. I should have written it down. But anyway, this one is definitely a card that I had made with the mint by doing this technique, and you can see some of the shading in here. And then this one is one that I did with, okay, what are the three colors? The Soft Succulent. I started with Soft Succulent. You always start with the lighter one first. Shaded Spruce. You go from light to dark is the key to these. And I did Shaded Spruce, which has that kind of greenish, bluish green. And then I used Evening Evergreen to just kind of fill in a little bit. And you can see this is the Shaded Spruce here, and this is some of the Evening Evergreen, and then this is definitely the Soft Succulent in the background. So I did a few of those. So I'm going to just show you really quick how I did a couple of those. And let me, I think I need to cut a piece of white. Excuse me. I have that tickle in my throat that you get when your allergies are draining. Anyway, okay. So I'm going to cut this in half. And the reason why is I was going to show you how to do some of these shadings. And I thought this was really cool. So I am going to put these, if I put these up here, oops. So is everybody ready for Christmas? I know, I have all my gifts. I've had all my gifts for a while. I just have to finish wrapping. And so I'm almost ready. I feel more ready than I have in the past. So, and I am getting all my cards in the mail. My cards will be in the mail by tomorrow night. I've been working on them all day today. I worked on them all weekend, all day today, and they will be going in the mail. So what I have over here is I have the soft succulent. And I'm just inking that up a little bit. And the best way to do this is to start a little bit off and then to rub it on. I'm actually thinking that some of my ink pads might be a little dry, but what happens if you just kind of start in the center, you get a blob. So you just want to kind of rub it on. And like I said, you want to start with the lightest color and go to the dark. You can see there I got a little blob because I didn't start off on the side. So this is soft succulent. Okay, and then let's add a little bit more color to it. Is that Jeannie? Oh my gosh, I don't believe it. Wow. Aren't you at work tonight? It's Monday. Usually my friend, my downline, and my cohort in crime, Jeannie, is working on Monday nights, but she said she worked on her cards all day too. So okay, so you rub off on the side there so that you don't get those little kind of blobs. And this is shaded spruce that I'm adding to this. So it's a little bit brighter green, and it's got that blue shading to it. Actually, that might be what this particular one was. This might be, I think that might be shaded spruce with then Coastal Cabana on top of it. But so tomorrow my newsletter will be coming out. Registration is all up and ready for my new catalog kickoff, which is going to be Saturday, January 8th. I will be doing it online for those of you that aren't local to me. Hi, Betty. Oh, nice to see you from Manawa, Wisconsin. Wow. I bet it's cold up there today. And this is my third color, and this is Evening Evergreen. So this is, again, the darkest green. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that to this. And you get this really cool, I thought this was a really cool way to do the trees. And again, I found this technique on, I think it's Tammy Wilson's blog. She's one of the Stampin' Up! Artisans. And if you follow the artisans, they're the each year Stampin' Up! Chooses 20 people that are excellent designers, and they send them new product before it is released. So they're all working with product that will be coming out in the spring, you know, that we'll see in January, and they do designs ahead of time with things. But they also experiment with different techniques and things, so it's really cool. So we learn things like this from them too. Okay, so this is the 3 shades of green that I showed you. So I started with the soft succulent. I used shaded spruce, and then I used Evening Evergreen on top. And now I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to use Mint and Coastal Cabana. Oh, it wasn't too cold today. Wow. Today was cold here, but it was really warm last week, so it was in the 60s. It was in the 60s until Saturday, and then we got the snowstorm on Saturday, and it's been cold since then. So this one, I'm starting with the mint. And actually these two colors are about the same. I wouldn't say that one is darker than the other. So, but because I'm mixing them, I'll use the same brush, and then I wash my brushes. So what I do is I wash my brushes out with water. I let them dry overnight, and then they do get a little bit stained, but what I do is you can tell what you've used your brushes for. For example, the pink ones will be pretty pink and the red ones will be pretty pink and all that. So what I have found is I just use one brush for multiple pink colors, you know, for any shades of pink that I'm doing. As long as you've washed it out, then you get the color out of it, but the brush itself will be stained. Okay, so that's mint macaron. And now I'm just going to put some Coastal Cabana on top of it. So I will wash these brushes out when I'm done, and this one will be stained kind of green and greenish blue. Yeah, that's pretty. So my event is Saturday. I was starting to tell you about it. Is Saturday, January 8th, and I will be doing online through a Facebook group for those of you that are long distance, and if you're local to me, like Steph, and I know you know, if you are interested in coming over, we'll kind of see where COVID's at that point in time, but what I'll do is anyone that's local that wants to come over and work here, we can all work around my table, and I will project my Facebook group up on my TV screen. And we did that for the last event, and that worked really well. It felt like everybody was working together because we could all see the people that were working long distance, and then you know, it felt good. It felt like we were all working together. So these are what I used earlier. I did this earlier. Whoops, wrong one. Nope, that's the right ones. I did this earlier, and I cut some of these out. So let me show you how I made these cards. So the only difference in these two cards really is the background. This one I used the background paper, and this one I made my background with the pink, the polished pink, which I love. So we're going to start with a piece of white, and we're going to make that background piece. And so I've got another brand new clean brush. Okay, and this is my polished pink. And what I want to do with this one, I don't want to color the whole thing, but I just want to make kind of a, almost like a, I guess that's kind of like a sunset or a sunrise. It's, you know, you want it to be a little bit darker in the middle and then kind of feather out on the corners and the sides. This polished pink is really pretty. It's a good thing it's the end of the month. So if anyone does have anything that they want to order, there is some things that are gone from the holiday catalog now that are gone because they're retiring, and they sold out right away. So there's my polished pink background. And then this afternoon, I put a whole bunch of these, I cut a whole bunch of things out. Oops. And I used this die, and the large die. And then what else did I use? Oh, I used these little trees too. Whoops, where'd they go? They're in here. Okay, I used the little trees as well. So I've got those off on the side. And what I like to do is when I make the tall trees, so these are made out of cardstock, so this is out of the Soft Succulent, and this is out of Blushing Bride. And after I cut this tree out, I like to emboss it with this, I think this is called the Evergreen 3D embossing folder. But this folder, it makes these trees look real, and I love it. So I highly recommend this folder with these trees. And so what I have done is I have cut out a bunch of trees. Like I said, I colored some pieces this afternoon. So here's There's one that I colored using the different greens. I stamped some trees, I cut out some trees, so I'm going to make some piles of trees and things here. And then we'll figure out how we want to decorate the 2 cards. And then I have some presents. So I just randomly cut a bunch of things. Okay, so this is, these 2 are shaded spruce stamped on white. And actually I didn't cut that very straight, but I can trim that. This one, whoops, this one and this one are this piece that I colored this afternoon, which was the mint and the Coastal Cabana. So it's definitely greener than this one was. So I'm not sure what I used with this one. I'll have to, I don't know how I can go back and recreate it, but I should have written it down. So this one is the soft succulent, and that is Blushing Bride. And these I just cut out and I embossed those. And then these are a couple that I just stamped on different colors. So this is I think that's the mint. Yeah, that's the mint. I stamped shaded spruce on the mint, and this one I stamped shaded spruce on, oh, this was this piece. I stamped shaded spruce on this piece because you can see the variations on that. And I think the same thing with this one. I had stamped on that piece. You can see the variations on it. So, okay, let's put our 2 cards together. And then I've got a couple of these that I stamped out of some scraps of foil. And this is leftover champagne foil, but it's got a silver look to it. The champagne foil is retired, but I do have a lot of scraps sitting around. Oops, that one's not going to come out. Let's set that one aside. There we go. I also stamped, or cut out some of the polished pink in the Blushing Bride and the soft succulent. Okay, so our cards. So this is one background here that we're going to do, and then I have a piece of the designer paper here, and I cut this to 3 3/4 by 5 1/8 by, I'm sorry, not 3 3/4, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then this is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. So it makes a nice mat. So we'll put that together. So there's our 2 cards, and we're going to put those both on a base of white. Okay, and actually I need to trim that. That's a little bit wide there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these up here for me to reference, and we'll pick our pieces. We'll mix and match our 2 backgrounds and put those together. And because I'm a perfectionist, I need to trim just a little bit off of that. There we go. Okay. So with this one, okay. So for each of these, I want to do 1 tall tree. I'm not sure which one, but I don't want any 2 of the same color combination together. So I want to do 1 tall tree, and okay, so that's the same color as that one. So let's put this one on here. And got this, let's put that. So we've got the mint with the shaded spruce stamped on it. And what I did was when I cut these crooked, I just trimmed this just a little bit. And usually when it's cut crooked on one side, it's cut crooked on another side too. So you can just trim that I like to trim that just a little bit. And this one is the same tree, but it's a different color combination. So I don't want two of the same color on one card. So let's put this on here. Actually, I'm going to put that one there because those two are close. And I think what I'll do is I'll put this one. Yeah, because we'll get some pink in there. There we go. And then this one, I'm not sure. I definitely want to use that. Let me put these on each side. We'll put this in the middle. And then let's use this on here. And actually, I don't want to use the pink one. I probably want to use the dark pink. Yeah, I think that would be really cool. And then let's add that contrasts, and we don't have any polished pink on that one, so let's do that. So there's my combinations. Actually, what I might do, yeah, that looks okay. I didn't use any of the white, but that's okay. I have enough trees here now that I can make more cards. So if I do run out, if I didn't make enough yet, then I can make a couple more. Okay, so now let's put this together. So I have my seal, and what I like to do is I like to lay this out, and then I kind of move things over, and then I start gluing. So I'm using my seal, and I had this one on the right side. I had this one with it. Oops. I didn't bring my little mat over. Okay, and then let's trim this. We don't need a super long stem on that, or a trunk on that, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to put this one down a little bit. And then I'm going to put this, and what I found with this one is you really need to get glue on that very tip. Otherwise it kind of curls up on your cards. Okay, and then I'm going to put this here. And that's the tricky one. Just getting a little bit of seal on these edges. Okay, so there's one. Actually, I should have, let me put a little bit more down here on the bottom. There we go. That will hold. Okay. So there's one card. And let's put this one together. I'm going to put that over here. So what my goal with these was to combine different colors and not have two of one color on one card. And also to use this really cool paper, background paper that I made. So you can do that for anything. You can do that background paper, you know, with anything that you want to do. Any project. Actually, there's a couple of, there's a tulip set and a daffodil set in the new catalog that starts in January, and I bet that would be a really cool technique to do the petals on the daffodil. So the tulip set and the daffodil set that are in the new catalog are both the 3D, where you have multiple layers that you layer on top of each other to make a 3D flower. And Stampin' Up's been doing a lot of those over the past couple of years. They did the hydrangeas, they did they did peonies. What else did they do? And So they've been doing a lot of different 3D flowers and things over the past few years. Okay, so these are 2 card bases, and I'm just going to score these at 4 1/4. There we go. Oops, and my bone folder is on the other, is where I was working this afternoon. Okay, so when I don't have my bone folder with me, I like to take my nail and just kind of almost pinch it. Put that there. Ooh, wow. I really folded that one crooked. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what do you do when you fold a card crooked? You straighten it out like this. This is where it helps when you have a bone folder. And then you use the bone folder and you kind of flatten it and kind of almost like refold it. Yeah, that worked. Okay. So this is going to go on here. Oops, that edge is okay. See you later, Jeannie. Okay, and oops. So this is a different way to use the trees that are in that Whimsy and Wonder set. And oh, as I was mentioning, some things are out. I know the Whimsy and Wonder paper, the designer paper, and the Peaceful Cabin designer paper are gone. Those sold out very, very quickly. Okay, and then I'm going to add a little present on the bottom of these. Oops. Those 2 papers sold out very quickly, but the stamp sets and the dies are still available, and both of those sets are retiring. And let's use the pink one on that. Oops. Okay, so for my one-day event on January 8th, we're going to be using the New Horizons paper. I'll be making, we'll be making 4 cards, 4 make and takes, and I have some really cool ideas that I found with that paper that I'll show you. And you can also bring a project and work on a project that you may have started. And of course, we can't forget the bling for this. So for this, I used those really pretty pink and purple pearls that went with the hydrangea paper last year. So let's put a couple of these on. The pink looked really nice with this polished pink. I think that blue would be really pretty also. Oops. Okay. And then for this one, we have these new silver and clear epoxy essentials, and they're really cool. There's 2 sheets in here. One are clear, oops, and the other one's silver. So there's 2 sheets, and the silver ones have a teardrop shape to them. So, but not all of them have the teardrop shape. They do have some of these. So I used a couple of the teardrops because it looks like water. So let me grab a few of those. Now that's tricky since it's a shape. You have to kind of get it going the right way too. Oops. And of course it's not going to do that for me. It's not going to cooperate at all. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then these are the epoxy. Same thing. It's got a teardrop shape, and then it also has this round. So these you could use your blends or a Sharpie and color those if you wanted to color those in. But so those are some new gems. don't remember if they're new in this holiday catalog or if they're new coming out in January. But I found them in my little gem bag. So I keep a bag that has all the current gems in it. So when I'm working on stuff, I know I'm working with current stuff. So these are my 2 cards for tonight. If you're not on my mailing list and would like to be, you can go out to stampwithmarilyn.com and sign up for my mailing list. And like I said, the information for signing up for January 8th, my new catalog open house, and it's open to anyone that wants to join because we'll be doing it. I'll be doing a remote option and an in-person option. And that link is out. It's an event on my Facebook page, and then also I'll be sending that out in my newsletter tomorrow as well. So thank you for stopping by tonight, and have a great holiday. I am planning to take next Monday night off. I'd like to enjoy some of the time with my kids. And actually my daughter and her boyfriend just bought a condo, and they're going to be moving. And there's Smokey. Smokey says hello. There she goes. She always has to come in and say hello at some point, right? So they're going to be moving that week, or the first week in January, not sure. They're closing on the 30th. So, but anyway, so I will have my house back to myself with just my cats. So Merry Christmas, everybody, and have a Happy New Year. I will be posting things that I'm making, and as soon as I get my cards in the mail, I'm going to start playing with all the new stuff. So stay tuned because I will post my ideas and things. Take care, and Merry Christmas.